Who will succeed USBC Hall of Famer Liz Johnson as the champion of the Queen? She won a year ago in Green Bay over Erin McCarthy. And this year, international champ Anderson Lim. Title match. Sandra has been waiting, listening to tunes, chatting with a lot of fans who are here from Sweden to root her on.
Bernice starting off the match again. She's going to finish on that right lane. I think she likes the right lane.
Underway, championship match. Great start. Maybe her best shot. Crunches right into the 1-3 pocket. And here is Sandra Anderson's first shot, just 24 years old. Very interesting road to get back to the top of the bowling world. Deliberate, focused, almost a big four.
Much further right than Bernice is. If she wanted to stay in the zone she was comfortable in, playing in an entirely different area than Bernice is. Let's see what we can see here. Wow, she's around 6'7", 8. Ball never slows down, continuation. High on the head pin. Big four, 2 pin trips out to 7. So she out of the gate, 4-6-10.
Tough split. Not the way you want to start. Takes care of the 6-10, leaves the 4 open frame early. You saw Bernice was right back to the Rubik's Cube a moment ago. That's her focus point.
Yeah, qualified 61st, so all of her players all over the field. Defeated Shandy Eng, 580, 577 by 3 pins. I watched her strike out to beat her. Katie Garcia, Brummett, Stephanie Johnson, who was a dominant player. She shot 759. Brigitte, obviously, in the finals, and now Bernice Lim. So she went through a strong field to put herself in this position.
Nice bounce back after the open frame.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because Sandra's in an entirely different zone than all the other girls were throughout the stepladder performance right now. Sliding, she's right around 7-8 at the hours, very much more direct up the lane. Look at her break point. All the other girls have been getting it right over that brown indicator mark, but she's exactly outside of it to the right of it. That's her A game, that's where she wants to be, and she's using a very aggressive bowling ball to do it. These bowling balls are like vacuum cleaners. They just soak up the oil as they're traveling down the lane and gives them more and more reaction over time. She
Top strike for Lim and a great start for the 2 seed. Wonder how many bowlers watching tonight are going to go order a Rubik's Cube.
Yeah.
Are they online right now getting one shipped?
I hate to say it, but Amazon.com, look out. You might have a big order coming through.
Big order for sure.
And again, I said she only came over to bowl this event because her schedule within Singapore is so busy. She's got to go home right after this to get ready for the Singapore Open. All the girls are going back.
It's a full day of travel.
It is. It is.
Trip.
Yes, they leave on the 27th. They land on the 29th.
Oh.
Talk about losing time.
In a zone. Singapore national champion, Team Singapore for many years. Let's go back to Carolyn.
Sandra did, as the matches went on during the week, Sandra did move right of everyone as everyone started to move a little left off that spot. She felt more comfortable and felt that right now, keeping the ball in front of her and increasing her ball speed to stay in that spot was what was helping her win matches, and she's opted for that tonight.
Yeah, so commenting what Carolyn said, she's totally in a different zone. She's playing to her A game, her strength. Look how far right she is on the lane. Take where she looks at slides at the foul line. Right about 12, 13 at the foul line. Her hand releases. Again, 7 at the arrows, 5, 6 down the lane at about 40 feet. Watch the thumb hole, that white thumb hole as it starts to migrate through the ball. Shows the skid hook roll motion. 2-time Swedish national champion. And you know what? She did not get picked last year for the team in the Worlds. But
that was the interesting story I wanted to get to.
Yeah, but she's on it this year.
That's got to push. It does, and crunches into that 1-3 pocket, all 10 down into the pit, and a turkey For Sandra Anderson, who was not invited back to Team Sweep. And she told us pre-match she took about 6 months off with no competition. Worked more on her mental game than physical game to get herself back in the proper mindset to compete at a world-class level, and it worked.
Yeah. Yeah, she struggled with a little communication back there, and found some new methods to talk and communicate.
Back to land, back to strength. What a start. Front four for Bernice. Mike Kaufman is here. Director of Bowling Operations, Boyd Gaming. Good to see Mike on board. Mike, a longtime friend of the PWBA Tour.
In the past, the ladies, we had a lot of stops in Las Vegas. Yeah, we'd win money and lose money at the same time. Hence the Boyd Gaming. Bernice stepping up here in the 5th frame on the left lane.
Trying to stay perfect. Front 5. Indeed, with a late hit on the 7-pin. Down it goes. 5 straight.
It looks good. Now, Bernice in the previous match against Danielle, she wasn't quite hitting the pocket powerfully. She had the swishy strikes, and she does it again. Ball hits the pins, deflects slightly. 2-pin or 4-pin, kicks off the side rail. She knows it. Look at that reaction. Trips out the 7-pin. Everybody has their pocket shot. Some girls have the flush. Some girls have the trip 4 forward. The lefties, the 6-pin. Some can swishy strike it and knock out the 7 last minute.
Back to Sandra now. 10-pin standing, hoping for the turkey in the 5th frame.
Let's look at Sandra's game here. She starts up at the 2nd row dot, so she's far in front. 1 with the right foot, 2, 3, doesn't have a big swing. Slides forward, left arm recoils a lot. She's got a lot of shoulder rotation, and she's able to stay behind the ball, and the knee continues to slide forward, giving her that power.
There's the 10, there's the mark.
And what's interesting watching Sandra bowl is if you watch her eyes and her head, when she starts her motion, she's looking forward or down the lane, but then she starts to look even closer at her target. Now the left lane, he's given her a little bit more hold. She missed slightly inward on the last shot, but she, again, playing to her strength, playing up the lane, keeping the ball in front of her.
Down 32, works in a spare. 6th frame, finds the range, all 10 down for Sandra Anderson. Front 5 for Bernice Lim. PWBA will award tonight a $10,000 bonus if Bernice can roll a 300.
And the team from Singapore came over early and started to work with tour representative Jimmy Callahan from Storm. And back in Singapore, they really focus a lot on the physical fundamentals, repeating shots, but here their training is more about team play, lane play, and manipulating their hand position.
Halfway home. The 10 was last. 6 strikes. Other top finishers of the Queens this week here in Vegas. Kelly?
Yeah, Stephanie Johnson just 1 match shy of making the show. New Wave Fenn, Brenda Padilla, Lindsay Boomershine showing great respect out here. Osiris Restrepo, I feel you might see her. Shannon Plahowski in there. Some up-and-coming newcomers. Amanda Green, past winner. Erin McCarthy, a seed here last year, top qualifier. Tish Johnson, Tish the legend. 2nd place finisher here at the USBC Senior Queens.
Erin, the runner-up to Liz Johnson a year ago. That was a 256-202 score.
Yeah, that was yes, it was.
Front 7, no. 10-pin stands, perfect game is over, but what a start. With half a dozen strikes and a big lead in the championship match.
What a way to get out of the gate, go put pressure on your opponent right now. All she's doing is focusing on what she can control, and that's from the back of the approach to the foul line.
There's the 10, there's the mark, and Bernice in the driver's seat, hoping for her first Queen's title. Maybe back to Rubik's Cube? Gonna write down some notes instead. Anderson needs a late rally. Hashtag new bowling trend, hashtag Rubik's Cube, right?
Exactly.
Bernice Lim. Jimmy Callahan to a rep. Asked her in the break, how many times did you do it? Bernice said twice. Twice, she's done it already. So he messed it up again for her.
Yeah, don't ask them to put together. But
We'll go right back to trying to solve it.
yeah, she looks so calm and collected while she's doing it too. But Sandra's going to step up on the right lane now. See if she comes back for the commercial break. Trails by 41 pins, working on a strike. Look at her focus in her eyes.
It's got to happen right now. Looks for the double. Has it. Big shot. Any player who converts a 7-10 split on our CBS Sports Network finals will receive a $100,000 bonus, courtesy of Ultimate Bowling Products.
Yeah, again, you don't want to leave it, but if you make it, hey, that's pretty good. But Sandra right now is going to step on the left lane, and in her free time, I shouldn't say free time, but her main occupation, she's a makeup artist. And I have to compliment her on her skill right now. Her face is beautiful, beautiful complexion, and that's what she does for a living. So kudos to her boss back home, Eva, for letting her come out this week to Las Vegas and compete in the Queens. Push, push, push.
It hurried.
Did you see that direction of the arm? That means stay out, stay out, stay out. Can't always talk to your bowling ball, but you do try to encourage it. Off her hand, slightly inside of target. You could see her waving that right hand. But now again, where there's hook for the girls playing inside, there's hold for the girls or Sandra playing to the right. Help it, help it, help it. And it stays right. Crushes the pocket.
So a turkey in the 8th frame for her. Now Bernice up 21. Respawns again. 8th frame. Working on a spare. Watch live early round coverage of all PWBA events, plus live and on-demand coverage of all the best professional bowling action on Extra Frame. Visit www.extraframe.tv for more info or to subscribe today. Looking good there, Kelly. That backswing.
Yep, not too bad. 189 the 7th, so she's 21 pins ahead of Sandra, stepping up in the 9th frame. She finished on the right lane in the last match. By her score, you know she's cued in here, so let's see if she can impact her score even more.
Max score of 279. Avoids disaster and just a 2-pin.
A pinch light, yeah. You know, the oil in the lane, it's a blind obstacle. You can't see it. You have to adjust to it based on your bowling ball's reaction. Sliding much deeper. She's right around 15 at the arrows. Watch the white and the maroon on the ball. The white's starting to migrate and get higher, forcing itself to try to change direction. Just doesn't come into the roll phase enough. But if you don't get 10, the object is to leave only 1 to make. 9 spare is good. Going through these matches, I believe the telecast average has been 233. And it took an average of 212 to make the top 64 this week. Impressive scores.
There are the max scores. Look at that. We could have ourselves a great finish.
259, 258. Unbelievable.
Foundation frame trying for the 4-bagger. This is a big shot. To cut it to 11.
Uh-oh.
Whoa, it's way off the mark on the light hit. And only the 6-pin count. Disaster.
Yeah, even the crowd knew that one. Not quite sure. Let's take a look at this frame. Sliding board 12. Wow, look at the rotation in her torso. Really over-exaggerated. The ball is so far down the lane, almost near the gutter, way outside of the normal breakpoint zone. She's lucky that she left the 4-count spare to convert.
1, 2, 4, 8 does cover, and that helps her cause, but a strike there was crucial. So on the bench, Lim back to the Rubik's Cube.
234 max score now for Sandra. That was a big frame. Hey, do you think she has a cheater method? Did she take off one of the stickers?
Was she removing some tiles there?
No, I believe it broke.
Okay. Because I was really impressed. Still am.
Twice, remember, twice in the 2-hour show. Within 2 matches for her. Needs this hit right here.
Came in high, didn't like it, right up on the release.
Yeah, again, slight
Leads at
compensation. Missed so far right on the right lane. Grabs it slightly inside, tendency to miss inward. Doesn't have the hold in front of her like she did the last frame. 223, Bernice just needs some pins on the first ball, and she is going to be your 2016 USBC Queens champion, taking the title to Singapore.
Only 3 pins, all she'll need. The top seed, Sandra Anderson, bowling so well, coming all the way back, not making Team Sweden, basically quitting competitive bowling for 6 months. Worked so much as she talked about to us pre-match on her mental game. She said, when I didn't feel like bowling, I just didn't do it. I wanted to get the passion and the love back for the sport, and she got that and got all the way to the championship match.
She does now, because from this event she's going home with less than a week's time to bowl the European Championship in Vienna.
Smithfield moment of the match. Let's check it out, Kelly.
Yeah, the Smithfield moment comes in the 9th frame right here. Sandra, watch again, the shoulders really over-rotate, forces the ball to go very left to right, outside of her target zone. She tried to accelerate through the shot, but unfortunately, that was the key factor of the match. Bernice walking away.
With a championship, needed 3, gets 9, and that's it.
And she's smiling. Yay, she's finally smiling.
Bernice Lim is the 2016 USBC Queens champion. Her first career win on U.S. soil. And the long trip back to Singapore will be well worth it. She'll go with a tiara and a $20,000 check as well as a champion. Place in women's bowling history. The 2 seed, Bernice Lim, has won in Las Vegas. How many Rubik's Cubes are being purchased online right now? Online. Because Bernice has won. She's a champion. Standing ovation in Vegas for Bernice Lim. More coming up. Bernice Lim, high-scoring oil pattern, has got a championship. Kelly, what an effort.
Yeah, I mean, Brigitte Popular, #1 qualifier. Lee Jane, Danielle advances, beats Brigitte. Let's go to Bernice and look at that smile.
Bernice Lim has succeeded Liz Johnson. She'll wear the tiara proudly and bring it back to Singapore. She is a champion. Congratulations to Bernice Lim. 248-223 win over Sandra Anderson, winner of the 2016 USBC Queens. Be sure to join us Saturday, June 4th at noon for the Men's Intercollegiate Team Championship, and again Tuesday, June 7th for the finals of the PWBA Las Vegas Open at 9 Eastern. For Kelly Kuehl, Carolyn Doran-Ballard, our entire CBS Sports Network crew, it's Dave Ryan saying so long from Vegas. What a night. History made for Bernice Lim of Singapore, a champion.